Nice to see you right there. I tell you what, the good part of this whole situation coming in tomorrow with this tropical system is the rain. We have needed the rain, and it was probably going to take something like a tropical system to bring in some much needed water. 61 now. We're looking at 50s by the morning. Looking at winds gusting, they're doing it now, anywhere from 15 to 20. You've seen some numbers a little bit higher. As you go farther toward the south and east, you're seeing like 25, but then it picks up even more as you get along the coast here. I've seen 35 to 40. Again, not crazy wind speeds out there, not like they're going to see or are seeing in Florida tonight, but up enough that if there are some trees or limbs that are kind of susceptible to wind of 40 plus, we could see a little bit of that as we go through the day tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm not expecting a whole lot of widespread damage out of this. Mainly a rainmaker with some wind. Here's a look at the latest numbers, 75 mile per hour winds. So that makes it a hurricane, but the threshold to become a hurricane is 74. So it's a low end Category 1 storm, and once it makes landfall tonight into Florida, it should start to drop down. You see from a 1 to a tropical storm icon here and here, and then it starts to drop down into an area of low pressure as it moves through our area, and you can see the winds kind of going down as well. Still think we're going to have some gusty winds at times, especially the farther south you are at the onset of all this. But the rain, that's going to be actually the really good part. All right, let's take the future view look and see how it goes. This is around 3 or 4 in the morning. Starting to move on up through Florida here. A little bit of a westward jog before it goes north. These outer bands right here, you've heard us talking about this a lot, the dirty side of the storm. Now, if this storm had stayed originally where it was going in southeast Georgia, we would have been on the side where we'd have had some rain and some wind, but that'd be about it. But since it's going to be coming through here, we have to watch some of this. It's going to be in these outside bands. This northeast quadrant right here is generally where you're going to see some brief spin-up tornadoes. There may not be any of this going on, but you're probably going to see at some point somewhere in our state or in the Carolinas, probably some little brief tornado warning or something like that. So it's something we'll keep an eye out for. I'm not expecting a ton of that, but something to watch. This is tomorrow night, center of circulation, maybe somewhere heading into southwest Georgia. As we head into this time tomorrow night, most of the main outer bands may have already kind of made their way on up through. And then we're just dealing with kind of an off and on steady to light rain with the wind still continuing as it literally spirals right through our area here. You can see it going through, and then by the time we get into the afternoon and evening especially, the storm is gone. The cold front that is going to be steering Nicole out to sea will be starting to make its way here. This will come through as we go through Saturday into Saturday night, and that's when the numbers go way down. We go colder Saturday night into Sunday, and then we will stay dry, it looks like, on into Monday, and then maybe another rainmaker coming around Tuesday. Let's get back to the rainmaker we have for tomorrow. And you can see these are projections. Some of the numbers are up a little bit in the red. That could be 3 inches or more. I think probably about 2 inches is a good average for rain, but we could see some spots a little higher. It's just going to depend on where these bands line up and if they kind of pour over the same places over and over again. Wind gusts tonight, 25 maybe to 30. As we go through the day tomorrow, this is mid-morning. Notice our southern counties, the wind gusts are starting to pick up a little bit here. Again, this is not a steady wind of 38, 40 miles per hour. It's an occasional wind gust that'll kick up. All right, so we're looking at maybe 40 plus in some of our southern counties. You saw a 50 something. We'll see if that actually happens. There's around this time tomorrow night as we are heading through the overnight. You can see the center of circulation coming up here. The wind's still 35 to 40. And then again, as it starts to make its way away, it takes the wind with it as we go on into Friday night. So again, going back to that outside edge there, that's where we're looking at a level 2 severe threat. Our southeastern counties are in a low end level 1. That just means watching for any little brief spin up tornadoes in there. Outside of that, it's mainly going to be a rainmaker with maybe some gusty, I shouldn't say maybe some gusty winds. There will be gusty winds. So 100% shot tomorrow, and it'll be going on tomorrow night, overnight into Friday, first half of the day, and then starting to clear as we go into Friday night. And then the weekend looks great. Sunday, definitely going to be the colder day after that front moves through, and then maybe another chance on Tuesday there. So we'll be following all this tomorrow, and guess what? You can track it with us with the whole weather team on the 13 WMAZ app. Just look for the Hurricane Center section. You'll also find information on ways to stay prepared when a tropical storm or hurricane comes to our area. Download the 13 WMAZ Plus app and start streaming right now.